Ulti-Max about to drive you mad.
Had a dream last night, God, what you trying to show to me? Promise seems surreal, wide awake like I'm never sleep. Had a dream last night, God, what you trying to show to me? Promise seems surreal, wide awake like I'm never sleep. Start to toss and turn, man, I just can't fight it. Every time I go to sleep, the same dream keep riding. God, won't you wake me up? I'm tired of the silence. I thought I'd hear clear if I just pray for some guidance. You know I might just go ahead and pay for some sleep. Old heads keep stressing me, you don't work, you don't eat. Man,
Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Topicz coming back again with another video. Y'all come on in, make yourself comfortable, get your popcorn, your favorite drink. Welcome to Peep Game TV. Y'all know what time it is. Now check this out. Alright. Today, we got a video where some would say a Karen, you know what I'm saying, racially profiled a brother. Now this brother, you know what I'm saying, is a real estate developer. In his younger years back in the day, he, got into some trouble, went ahead, ended up doing some time, got out, changed his life around. You know what I'm saying? Got married. Not only did he get married, but he moved his family in an affluent neighborhood. And not only did he buy the house, but he didn't buy a house. He had a house built in this affluent neighborhood. You could say the nicest house in the neighborhood this brother owned. And to come home one night and be racially profiled. This is what the story is. But I ain't gonna talk y'all head off. We're gonna jump right into it. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this one. But before I do that, let me get y'all to go ahead, smash that like button. Come on over here, subscribe to the channel if you're feeling the content, and share this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's always somebody that need to see you. And keep it in the algorithm. Y'all, let's get it.
What's going on? Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
Hold up.
So what are you doing here?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on. Hey.
What the fuck?
Did someone...
Hold up, yo, do you see how, okay, this could have went bad. This can go bad, very bad in so many different ways. She run off this man's porch, screaming, help. Like he's chasing her, or he's trying to attack her, or hurt her or something. And the only thing he asked was, what are you doing here? Because she, you know what I'm saying, said she don't believe he lived there after he told her he stayed there. What, yo? Oh my
Come here?
God.
That was my wife. Somebody chased her up here. And she had the kids.
Nobody
Who chased her?
She said somebody in a silver truck.
Gray truck.
Oh
and he
no.
came around the corner,
I don't know if you guys have a
I was in the street, and so I come up, and I just have my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope," and then he sat here, and I was like, like, I need to get in.
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here.
Oh.
Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming. And I'm like, that's...
She got all worried that some.
Hey, what's so funny?
How?
How did he scare you, though?
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Because I was pulling up out
And I
home.
saw someone walking in our driveway, too. And I'm like, why is someone walking in our driveway?
Well, I'm
Oh, there
sorry.
we got it. All right, sorry.
What?
I don't.
She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there?
You came this way, didn't you?
No, I came down this street right here.
Yeah.
And I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? I'm
Hold up. If you were thinking this could be his house, then why, when you asked him, do you live here, and he said yes, you in turn say, I don't think so? Okay, yeah, all right. I'm just saying, that don't make sense. Now you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to clean the shit up.
like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
And you said, I don't think you do.
Yep.
It was obviously you could tell that I was really caught off guard.
Like, I'm pulling in my, it's like I'm pulling in my house. Like, this is not this.
Now you see how she trying to play victim. Even though he's the victim, she's trying to flip it like she's the victim.
Neighborhood is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio.
It is.
I don't. You don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Well, I'm very sorry. I really hope that you're not upset with me.
Come on, babe.
What?
Go in the house. Let's go.
You told me that I didn't. You said you didn't think I lived here.
It was the way that you were talking. I was so caught off guard. I'm so sorry.
Okay, y'all. Now, we seen how this could have went wrong. And then you say, I hope you're not upset with me. Can you imagine if the police would have been coming down the street when she was running like that, hollering help? Or some racist idiot would have been outside? What could have happened to this brother? All because he was coming home after he told you that he stayed there. Come on, y'all. Now she goes online and she has her so-called apology and explanation on why she reacted the way she reacted. So y'all, let's get into it and listen to what she got to say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think on it.
Following her is what I said. I use word chasing. Following me. And so she said, I jumped out of the car and I said, I'm so sorry. I said, literally, I was pretending that your house was my house. I was walking up the driveway and then I was like turning in. I was pretending that it was yours. And she goes, yeah, that was my husband. And so he ends up coming out and he's like, I told you this was my house.
And he did.
And at that point, I literally started, I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I am so sorry. And I told him, I said, sorry. I said, I'm so sorry. And then, I said, this is your house. That was my words. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, this is your house.
No, you didn't.
I said, I truly kept thinking, like, maybe this is his house. Maybe.
No, what you did was you tried to, switch it like you was the victim. You wanted him to see it from your point of view. Even though you were standing on his porch telling him that you didn't think he stayed in his house. And then when he asked you, what were you doing there? You turns, runs off the porch, lead a stroller, and run down across his yard hollering help like somebody was chasing you trying to kill you. And could have put this brother's life in danger. I mean, call it what it is. Now, I'm going to be honest. Some may say, she could have been scared. She had her 2 kids with her. You know what I'm saying? But let's be honest. If you was that scared, then why did you hold a conversation? Or why did you, sit there and, actually, why didn't you run first off? Why did you stand there and, debate with him on whether he stayed in his house or not? Just saying. That's just, me.
This is his house. And he says, well, I told you this was your house. And I said, you have to understand. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, it was such an awkward encounter. I said, the truck was like starting to slow behind me. And I'm out here with my little girl and my son. And I said, I'm a mom, and it was dark. And he said, but I told you that this was my house. He says, I was driving slow because I was looking at my Christmas lights. And once again, I said, I am so sorry. And they truly, they did not take my apology. And that night, I went home. And so if you guys saw on Instagram, I shared the story twice. The only reason that I shared the story is because I was heartbroken and it was a really scary night. I've always shared everything on Instagram. And so that night, after that whole instance happened, I literally was sitting on the steps, first of all, and John kept trying to talk to me. I kept telling him I was so sorry. And I've never, just the panic. I literally could not come down from this fight or flight. From the time that I was at the woman's house to literally 30 seconds later, telling the woman that I was just followed, to the man stepping out on the front porch and it being his house. It was like all of these different emotions. And so I'm sitting at home, literally having this meltdown. And I kept telling John I was so sorry. I felt really stupid. And so on the way home, I forgot to say that the cop was driving around our neighborhood, and I'm getting all these messages, I'm so sorry. The cop was driving around our neighborhood, and I stopped him. We stopped him, and I jumped over, rolled the window down, and I said, I am so sorry. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, it was his house. It was a misunderstanding. I'm so sorry. He was like, it's okay. I'm glad everything's fine. I was like, yes, it's fine. So I ended up, we went home. And that night, when I got home, I had tears, and I was making a cup of coffee. And if you guys know me, I put everything on Instagram. I talk all the time. It was an innocent mistake. I felt really stupid. I absolutely...
Lady, that was not an innocent mistake. We have had young men lose their life behind, similar situations like this. So that was definitely not a mistake, an innocent mistake. Yeah.
Completely was crushed with... I felt like they thought I was stupid. I already felt stupid. I truly felt stupid. Like I said to them on the porch, I kept thinking maybe this is his house. And then I'm running and screaming at the top of my lungs. And so, yeah, I felt dumb for sure. So I went on Instagram, in my story, I still have it archived, and I have tears, and I'm making a cup of coffee. And I said, I was like, man, you talk about a night. I'm like, man, my night just completely took a left turn. And I was like, super scary. I was like, I'll have to fill you guys in later. So I went live that night. And then I went live again the next morning. And I have to tell you guys, I have been on social media long enough to know that there's a lot of scrutiny. And so by me going live, I did not think that I was doing anything wrong. I was sharing the story of what happened, that better safe than sorry, how scary it was, just what I went through. That's the only reason that I went live. At the end, I talked about how I felt stupid and how this couple, twice I apologized and nothing came of it. And so, yeah, that crushed me. I did feel really stupid. So that is the story of that night. Many of you guys were on those lives, and so you guys know.
Now, y'all know she actually, making excuses as they do. I'm just saying, this is how I look at it. And if you look at the comments, you got quite a few people who's understanding of what she's saying. I'm just saying. So it just shows you where we are as a society. Just saying.
The exact emotions and state that I was in. So we are here. And it wasn't until about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little less than that John was sitting in the living room, and he called me the day prior, and he asked me a question about, did you ever say he said, did you tell the woman that he was black? And I said, no, I told her that I thought he was a young white man. He's like, I thought so. And I was like, that was really weird that he called and asked me that. So the next morning, I was doing my morning reading.
Now, we all seen this brother. Now, you mean to tell me you looked at this brother? Now, I give you he a fairly light brother. He like complexion brother. But with all them dreads, we still can clearly see that he was not a young white man. Let's be honest. Come on.
And he sits down in front of me and he's like, we have to talk. And so he told me that there had been a letter floating around our neighborhood that had been posted in our mailroom that had said something about a racist profiling in the neighborhood. And so, of course, you throw racism into the mix, it gets really yucky. And that was the furthest thing from what it was, to the point of literally we have a handwritten letter from the woman's house that I went to. I'm trying to get the Ring doorbell footage of me standing on the porch telling John when he asked, you know, are you sure it wasn't a black man? And I said, I think it is a young white man. But she wrote a letter. She was like, I'm happy to speak on your behalf. You absolutely told me that you thought it was a white man. Chasing her, following her is what I said. I used the word chasing.
All right, y'all. Look, check this out. We're gonna check out how the black couple felt after all this, and you know what they going through. That's what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna get right into it. I ain't gonna play around. All right, y'all. Now check this out. This is the black young the couple that, you know what I'm saying, whose house she was at. And the, you know what I'm saying, the black man and his wife, you know what I'm saying, who she allegedly, you know, racially profiled, you know what I'm saying. And, you know, we're going to get their side of the story. And what happened, you know what I'm saying, out there, you know what I'm saying, after the, you know what I'm saying, how everything played out. Let's get right into it, y'all.
I'm proud to go home. Shannon, something I want you to know is when they say it's a affluent neighborhood, it's one of the most wealthiest neighborhoods in Ohio.
Wow, congrats.
And my house is the best house in the neighborhood.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because
Come on now.
I designed it from scratch. I'm an architectural designer. I bought the land, I financed the land, designed it from scratch, and I built it from the ground up using all my resources. So proud to come home. I'm pulling up, checking out my Christmas lights we just put up for the holiday season. And there happens to be a lady in the driveway with 2 kids. So I don't think nothing of it. Kids coming in and out my house all the time. I got kids, got a family over here. I don't think nothing of it. I think she's looking for the front door. I say, hey, are you looking for somebody? She doesn't answer. She then proceeds to go to the porch. So I'm like, okay, so she's probably coming over. So I pull in the driveway. I'm about to park. And she rings the doorbell and comes to the front of the front porch and stops me and says, do you live here? And I said, yeah, I live here. She said, well, I don't think so. So I said, well, what are you doing here? She says, I don't think you live here. Picks the kid up, drops the stroller, hops off the porch, starts running, and I hear screaming, yelling for help. At that point, now I'm in fear. I'm in fear because I know what we face as black men in America. So I rush to the garage.
Okay, listen. I want to say this. For the young black men out there, can you imagine you coming home one night and some white lady and her 2 kids on your porch asking you, do you live here? And you say yes, and she said, I don't think so. And just after, you know, she said, I don't think so. And then all of a sudden, you tell her, ask her, well, what's going on? What are you doing here? And she just turns, jumps off the porch, and runs down the street hollering, help. Can you imagine the thought process that will go through your head? Especially with knowing what you know.
Park in the garage, come in the house. My wife's in the office. I said, babe, some white Caucasian lady, she just jumped off our front porch, screaming, yelling for help. I don't know if she's gonna call the police
or not.
I'm pacing back and forth. I don't know what's about to happen. 6 p.m., regular day. We pacing back and forth. I don't, at this point, I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. She comes back before the police gets here. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go outside with them outside. And the police pulls up and I don't know what's going to pop off. If the police pull up, altercation happen, anything could happen.
Right.
I know they're going to side with them. So
Damn.
my wife's come outside and she just wants to figure out what's going on because she's in shock. And I'll let her say how she ended up coming outside or whatnot.
Okay, when he comes,
Yeah, when he came home and he said, there's
I was going to ask you.
go
He
ahead.
comes into the house. He says, "Babe, there was a white lady standing on our porch. She's running, yelling, screaming. I don't know what this is about." And so, what's going through your mind when he explains what he just encountered?
I was in my office working and I'm confused. I'm not understanding what's going on. Like, what do you mean there's a white woman running, screaming for help? Screaming for help for what? He's like, I don't know. And immediately my heart dropped. I'm like walking and pacing back and forth. Like, okay, just wait. Okay. Well, what happened? Nothing. I was just pulling in the house. And I'm like, what is she screaming for? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, are you, what? What? And I keep opening up the door because I feel like the police is going to come here. Somebody is about to come here. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what fully happened. I didn't hear anything. I'm in the house working.
So she
and so I kept opening up the door, and that's when I came out.
So she did end up calling the police.
Wow.
She did end up calling the police.
She did call the police.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
Now see, she didn't tell that part.
Now, this happened in November. The video just recently got released. What caused you guys to release? Because I'm glad this is on Ring camera. Because you're absolutely right. Had this not been captured on camera, on video, we already know the story that was going to be told and how it was going to be spun. But you guys had it on camera. What made you guys finally decide to release it?
Well, I actually released the video in our community Facebook group. Oh. We have a community Facebook group, about 500 or so people. And ever since I've been like, we've been chatter.
Now, see, the white girl act like she's the one that shared it, because I got a feeling that that's the file when she was talking about her sharing it in a little community group. That's what I guarantee you that's what she was talking about. But she made it look like she, you know what I'm saying, came home and spoke on it and shared it.
And upset, it's so many different factors and so many different feelings. Feelings. I put the video in our community Facebook group to share what happened. And it took a lot for me to do that. And then we woke up and the video's everywhere.
Wow.
You know what's funny? It's one thing to experience racial profiling in public. You know, in public, I'm sure we all have stories where it happens in that setting. But for it to happen in your own home, I mean, it can be unsettling. It could be uncomfortable, especially when it comes to a place that you call a place of peace. Yeah, we can all get away from, from the outside world. Has that affected your sense of security and trust in the neighbors? And have you reconciled in any way with the neighbor who caused these issues?
Of course, there's a lack of trust. Of course, it makes us feel unwelcome and unsafe. We have 2 boys, and he leads our family. He protects our family. So to know that we can't go walk the dog, or someone looking at us is what's going to happen.
Now, check that out. As much as this man has accomplished, coming from where he came from, and now still to this day, you get what I'm saying? To be looked at as less than, or he should not have what he got, even though he worked hard to get there. What kind of shit is that, man?
It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of pain. And it's a lot of emotion.
I can still.
And he's desensitized to this.
Wow.
I still hear it in your voice.
So, of course, not once have we got... I thought the next day maybe there would be some flowers at the door saying, not once has this person reached out to us to give us a sincere
Wait,
apology.
whoa.
HOA
Wait,
either.
I
I
don't
reached
think she
out to
did nothing
HOA
wrong.
immediately after it happened.
nobody said anything?
Immediately after it happened, I reached out. HOA ghosted me,
Wow.
for lack of better words.
Can I ask you this? Prior to that night, prior to that incident, had you ever seen this woman prior to this incident?
I've been in the neighborhood for 3 years. I built the house from the ground up. I know the developers in the neighborhood. I lived in the front of the neighborhood while I built the house. I walked to the job site every day. So have I seen her eye for eye? No. I've walked by their house and seen them on the front porch.
So she see
When they
So whoa. Now, if he walked by their house and seen him on the front porch, she's seen him before. So you can't tell me that she didn't recognize him, or that she didn't know that was his house. I'm just saying. Hey, y'all leave it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think on that.
they came, I didn't recognize.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
I didn't recognize them, but I was going to say it's a 90% or more of the neighborhood is predominantly Caucasian. So we're one of one Black families in the neighborhood.
And our house sits all the way in the back of the neighborhood, and the people ride by and take pictures every day. And there's a lot of publicity with our house. So it really was shocking. But they stay to themselves in the neighborhood.
Let me ask you this. When you walk up and you ask, what can I help you with? And she says, is this your house? You say, yeah. And she says, I don't believe you. When someone tells you they're standing on your porch and they tell that's not their property, and they tell you that this is not your property, what went through your mind when someone is standing on your porch and they say, well, you don't live here?
Well, that's when I was battle tested as a Black man, as a man that been to prison, that's, had to transition and learn how to put pride and ego to the side and control your emotions.
Okay.
That's when that kicked in. That was the ultimate battle test. Because in my mind, I said the audacity of her.
He wanted to cuss her ass.
That was in my mind, but I had to control my emotions in the moment because I knew where it could have escalated at. I'm thinking, well, what if she had a gun?
Correct.
Got a good point.
Would she have been running, or would I have been running?
Is this a situation because now she said, well, you have to see it from my point of view. No, I don't need to see anything.
And the sad thing about it now, and thank God she didn't have a gun, because if she had a gun, and Lord forbid, she'd have shot that, you know what I'm saying? Thank God it didn't happen, like I said. And she'd have, you know what I'm saying, unalived him. They'd have tried to spin that story every which way to make her look like the victim and make it look like he attacked her or did something to her and she reacted in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? All because you don't feel that this Black man should be staying in a nice house like this. I ain't saying that's what she was thinking. I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
From your point of view when you stand on my porch. But for her to say, well, you didn't say, well, I really live here. I live here. I don't have to identify myself. This is mine. Why do I have to tell you who I am when you standing on my property?
It took everything out of me, not to get out of character. And especially when they came back, she brought her husband back. He was real standoffish. I was scared to go outside, but I sat on it. I was listening. I said, I can't let my wife sit out here with these people. Right. What if the police pull up?
Right.
So, I went outside and I just had to make my face known. And I had to let them know I do live here. A Black man does live here. I did build this house from the ground up. I did design this house. I had to show my face. And as soon as I came outside, you could tell they switched it all the way up. Let's get out of here. Let's go. They switched it all the way up.
When the police arrived, what did the police say? Okay, what was the side of the story that they told the police? And then what was the interaction once the authorities arrived?
I hid in the house. I didn't talk to the police. I'm not about to come out there with them. Those police might gun me down.
So you let your wife?
I hid in the house.
So you let your wife handle?
I let her handle that.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
I made a report. I made a police report. It was emotional to make a police report because we all know what happens when you call the police. So I had to think to myself, do I go outside? It's dark. Do I let them come inside? Do I sit up? Do I stand down? Do I let my son? Do I let my son stand here? How do I explain this to him? And even explaining and sharing that this lady racially profiled us. She ran from her house screaming. There's no telling what people can think.
Yep.
My son came home from work, who's 17, and said, "Mom, what if I was taking out the trash? What if she had a gun? What's going on? Why are the police here?"
That's crazy. Hey,
But I knew I had to make this report.
All while living in a nice, affluent neighborhood while black. Some may say. Just, hey.
Hey, despite the difficulties of the situation you've been through, have you guys, or are you guys moving forward with reclaiming your sense of safety, being that it is home, and in any way, despite them not, giving sincere apologies or letting you know that we welcome you here in our home, especially HOA and the neighborhood sales, do you still have hope and motivation to keep sharing your story from this point on for others that might encounter these situations and ways they can prevent things from happening and being able to de-escalate those situations?
100%. I have nothing against their family, but I grew up dealing with this all the time. So we still have to live here. They live 2 streets over. We have to ride by each other's house. I'm okay with being cordial with riding by each other's house. Have no issue with them. The issue is getting the word out here and letting my situation and what I've been through and what I've overcome be inspiring to people in the world, people that look like me. So that's the space I'm in. And I'm thankful for God because I didn't ask for her to show up on my porch.
Fact.
This is God's movement here. This is God telling me the people need to hear your story. You need to inspire. You need to tell people what's going on and use this.
You know, I have to commend him. You get what I'm saying? To sit and say, I have no, hostility towards them. I can be cordial. We got to ride past each other's house. I have nothing against them. After she did what she did, and all could have put his life in danger. You get what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I could have did. I don't know if I could have felt. I don't know if I could have, been cordial. I probably would have been like, yeah, you stay on your side. Don't speak to me. I ain't gonna speak to you. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because you did something that could have took me away from my wife and my kids. You know what I'm saying? I worked hard to put them here in a safe and quiet and nice neighborhood for them to be proud, you know what I'm saying, of where we are. Only for you to show up on my porch and tell me you don't think I stay here. After I done built this house from the ground up. Man, come on now.
So that hopefully this won't happen to the next person, or the next person that comes across a Karen situation, they will know how to control their emotions. Because us as black men, especially young black men, we struggle with that.
Yeah.
We struggle with that impulse, with that acting. We think irrationally and we never think rationally. So I'm here to inspire people. I'm a real estate developer. I build houses from the ground up, single family houses. But I'm thought that moving into the most wealthiest neighborhood in Ohio, that that this was the right thing to do, but maybe my focus needs to be building communities that's for us and by us, so that we can inspire people that look like us. We can build a community that's for us.
Can I ask you a question? You said something very interesting. You said she lives 2 streets up from you. So you mean to tell me she went 2 streets?
You know what, y'all? I'm gonna stop it right there because I want to leave on a high note. And y'all, if y'all want to catch the entirety of this interview, go to Shannon Sharp and Ocho's Nightcap, and y'all can watch the whole thing. But I want to stop it right here because of what he said. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times our people, we do that. You know what I'm saying? When we start, you know, getting our finances straight and starting to, you know, grow, you know, we tend to leave our communities and go to their communities, not realizing that a lot of times they really don't want us there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, like he said, focusing on building our own communities up. You get what I'm saying? That way we can have something for us, by us. You know? And I'm not saying we have to be separated. But what I am saying is we have a lot of communities that if we took the time and focused on cleaning them up, you know what I'm saying, and building them up, then they can be awesome communities. But we feel like we gotta leave all the time. You get what I'm saying? Now I know some may say, well, you know, you normally see what happened when my brother tried to build a community up. But let's not let a couple of bad apples spoil the bunch. Because you see what happened when you go to, you know what I'm saying, these other communities where you the only black face out there. It's easily for them to profile you. Or they sit and wonder how you get over here. Or why are you over here? You know? Now, I'm not saying, you know, like I said, I'm going to leave it up to y'all. I'm not saying that, you know, she's racist. But from looking at this video, it looks like he was racially profiled. Because he was a black man staying in a nice, affluent neighborhood in a big, pretty house. And she couldn't understand how could he afford it. That's why she said, when she asked, do you live here? And he said, yes, I do. She said, I don't think so. What made you think that he was lying? Why? Because he pulled up in the driveway. He rode down the street slow. What? What? Why were you so afraid? He didn't get out the car and start chasing you. You know what I'm saying? But you know, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm your boy Topicz, Peep Game TV, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead, leave your comments down below. Share this shit. And if you feel the content, subscribe to the channel so we can keep this channel growing and stay in the algorithm. I'll get at y'all next time. Remember, this year, the word is consistency. I holla.